Okay, hey everybody. I'm excited for the presentation we have tonight. This is going to be a roundup of resources and tools and tips and tricks and systems and activities and things that I've learned over time to help us all work smarter and really get our businesses going and help us meet our goals much faster and work with people on our team so they can all be more efficient. So I'm going to go ahead and share my screen here, and hopefully we will get a PowerPoint going. And I will get this playing real quick. Can't see it. There we go. Okay. When, what, how, habits, activities, and systems to help you work smarter and grow your team faster. Tonight we're going to discuss how to do things more intentionally and avoid feeling overwhelmed, so we can put systems in place so that we can help create and sustain growth on our team and in this business long term. So the first thing might be something you've heard about before, but it's something that is so important in this business is how you manage your time. Because newsflash, we are all busy, you guys. You might feel super busy or busier than others, but we all have things going on in our lives. There is always going to be more demands, more responsibilities, and more opportunities than you have time for. So if you feel busy and overwhelmed, we're going to hopefully put a stop to that. But what we need to be doing is scheduling time to get our Plexus work done throughout the day. We need to be scheduling time beforehand, before the day gets going, to get our Plexus work done. We need to not be waiting until there's time left in our day, or else we're never going to do it. If you try to work this business in the nooks and crannies, it's not going to be achieving the full potential that you're hoping for. So your business is going to grow in proportion to the amount of time that you set aside to achieve your goals. And if your goals are meaningful to you, they're worth your time. They're worth a spot on your calendar. So get with your family, get with your spouse, get with whoever you need to, get with your job schedule. Take a look at your schedule at the beginning of the week before it begins, and where are you going to fit those pockets of work in? You simply have got to make this business a priority, and that is what is going to allow you to push forward in this business. You're going to have to plan the work before the week begins, get up earlier, stay up later, focus your time better so that you can work smarter on breaks and lunches if you're a full-time worker. You can work during kids' nap times if you're a stay-at-home mom like me. You can work after bedtime if you get the idea. But if you never block off time to achieve your goals, and you don't schedule it before your day and week begins, you're not going to get the work done, and you won't achieve your goals, and you won't receive the results that you're looking for. So I just want you to kind of have that in the back of your mind as you hear the stuff that we're talking about tonight. And next we're going to go into kind of when we can be working and when we can be unplugging during non-Plexus time and be present where we need to be, and what we should be doing during that time, and how to make that time work more efficiently for us. So let's get going into that. We have to be intentional and do the important things first, you guys. We have to make sure that we're doing the most important things, the most top priority things very, very first when we start working our Plexus business. So what does that mean? First, you have things that are urgent and not urgent. You have things that are important and not important. So the things you're going to do first are going to be customer questions, anything from a potential, anything from a newbie. If you're following up with a newbie who just is getting started on their journey, that should be happening very first. Those are our VIPs in this business, and they need our full attention. So any of your customers, brand new ambassadors or potentials, if they need anything from you, answer them first. Second priority, these are the things you really need to plan for, like I was saying, because that other stuff probably comes up first, and you can feel like you're putting out fires sometimes when you're getting a lot of questions. But this is where your non-urgent but really important things come into play. You need to plan your time around these things. These are your intentional business building activities. This is where your new contacts live, your reach outs, your follow-ups, doing training, doing personal development. A good baseline goal for a day's worth of activities is 3 new contacts, 3 reach outs, 3 follow-ups with potentials, and then 1 training or personal development item. So that's 10 things, 3 plus 3 plus 3 plus 1. That's 10 things every day. This will increase, or, according to whatever goal you have set for yourself. So if you're doing 10 of these things every single day, fantastic. You need to know that that's your goal. That's the pace you're running at. So you need to set a time aside to do that. If you think you're going to do that at the end of the night, after you've had this busy, busy day, and you think, oh, tonight I'll get to it, you probably won't. So book that time in and guard that time. That time is special. That time is for your goals. That time is for your future. So make sure that you're doing the things now and every day and making the time to do them, and not doing the time wasters that we'll talk about a little bit later. And tip during this time, do not respond to messages here unless they are from potentials. Keep moving through a follow-up list. Keep moving through your new contacts. Keep moving through that list of business building activities, and don't be stopping to answer messages from maybe old seasoned ambassadors, or even if somebody that you might be following up with, like a new ambassador or something, gets back to you with like a non-urgent question that you can answer later on once you've completed some things, then leave that, table that, and finish your business building activities first. So try to not respond to messages. That's something very difficult. But after your reach outs and follow-ups are done, you want to be doing those training videos and the personal development and all of that. I highly suggest making training videos a very regular part of your day, because you always want to be learning new techniques and more things about the products and more ways to help people and help them troubleshoot specifically. The next section are things that are really not important. And first of all, I want to talk about the things you can minimize and delegate. These are usually going to be your seasoned ambassador people that live in this kind of space in the minimize and delegate third priority quadrant. You really want to be able to show these people how to find resources. So if it's something that's available on a team page, or by searching a certain testimony group, or if it's something that was shared in a chat, you can view the details of the chat to find the graphics that people might have been sharing in that chat. You can find things in the back office, tell them where to find them instead of just handing them the resource, because now you're going to be building leaders, you're going to be raising leaders, and they're going to be able to help their new people and their customers find things as well, and they won't be coming to you for everything. So that is where your seasoned ambassador questions live. After you have handled your potentials questions and your newbie questions and gotten them all up to speed, you've done your business building activities for the day, done a little bit of personal development. If somebody has a question about where something is in the back office, or what ingredient is in this, or things like that, teach them where to find that information. Don't just hand over that information to them. Even though it might be easier to do that, it won't raise any leaders by spoon feeding them information. You want to teach them how to find the answer so that they are more capable and more able in the future. And obviously avoid any time wasters that are not urgent, not important, scrolling Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, getting sucked in, chatting with Plexus friends. I know we're all in a bunch of really great group chats that are keeping us really motivated, and they're uplifting, and we love sharing stories. But if you haven't done all of those other things first, that means your business is taking a back seat. Really, your goals are taking a back seat to you being social. So think about that and how that is going to affect your business. So this is kind of how the priorities lay out and how you should be working your business once you've set aside the time to do so. And if you want to do those time wasters on your other time, that's great, but you need to beforehand set your intentions for the week. You need to set aside that time, and when you get to that time, you need to be doing these things first. So when we appropriately schedule time to complete these tasks that move us toward our goals, and prioritize the activities that really intentionally use that time more wisely, we'll achieve our goals much more quickly. You'll realize you start doing activities much more quickly. You're much more comfortable with them. You can knock them out really quickly, and it doesn't take you so long to do them because you're used to doing them first and keep staying focused. But now that you're kind of thinking about when you're working in your day and what sorts of activities you should be doing, I want to take a look at how the systems that are already set in place by some other teams and by our uplines, how we can start using some existing systems, adapt them to our work style, and streamline our work and take out the guesswork for us to get our teams growing really quickly. So let's start from the moment we start sharing Plexus, you guys. So this is a process that you can use, and you can teach your new ambassadors to use this as well, because everything we talk about here is going to be made available for your use. Every script, every graphic, everything I show you and talk about with you is going to be made available for you to use and pass along to anyone that joins you in this business. So reaching out and following up really is the bread and butter of this business. So I want us to really have a good handle on how to do this ourselves successfully and how to train other people on how to do this. So first thing you're going to do, obviously, is reaching out. You're going to be sending initial messages. And my tip is to take out a monthly planner, fill your planner at the beginning of the month with names to reach out on every single day. So when you sit down and to do those priority items, like I said before, you've got names already ready to go. And if you have messages that we're supplying you, you can just go onto our team page, grab a message, or save your favorite one in your phone. Save it, and so you have it to access, and shoot it out to the people that you have listed on that day. That takes like just a few minutes, and there you go, you knocked out that step. step number 1. So create a list of people you want to reach out to and do this monthly. I like to do it every month. If you're somebody who likes to do it every week, great. I think monthly is really great because I can fill my whole planner. I use a paper planner system, so I can fill my whole planner with names at the beginning of the month. So that's a really good practice. And write a few on every single day. So that's something that I really encourage you to do. And the next thing you're going to do, obviously, is once they respond to you, and you guys have, I must set this precedent, about 10% of people are actually going to respond to a cold message. So don't be discouraged if they don't respond, but about 10% will. So for every 10 messages you send out, you might get 1 or 2 back. So, and then you're just going to ask a question, and every single message that we have to provide to you ends with something like, if I sent you a short video or some type of resource or information, would you take a look at it and tell me what you think? All of the messages end with something like that, because we want to give you the opportunity to allow them to answer a question, again, to respond back to you, and to send them a third-party resource that is foolproof. It's a resource that already exists in Plexus. We have product videos, we have testimony videos, we have diamond documentaries, we have so many things that we can send to people that already exist, that really, especially with newbies sharing or somebody who's just new to sharing in general or uncomfortable about how to have the conversation, we have first the initial message and then the question to ask, and we have the resource to send them back when they get back to us saying yeah, sure. So we want to make sure that those tools are available for you, and they will be. And so this is a very, very simple process. And even if they say no or don't respond, we actually have messages for what to say back to those people as well. So these will be posted for your use so you can see them and save them and use them all the time. But next, you're going to send that tool, and then you're going to follow up the same day and ask a question like, did that video touch on anything you can relate to? Or did that person's story, hit on anything you might also experience, or whatever you happen to send them? We have example scripts for this as well. So we do have a step-by-step walkthrough on reaching out about Plexus and things to send them and how to respond each step of the way. And from there, you're going to utilize a document called the Road to Recruitment. This is something that you can follow, and you can also pass along to anybody that joins you in this journey. So some people need more third-party validation, 3-way chats, samples, things like that, events. That this helps guide you through that. It helps you ask further questions. It helps you say, okay, did they say yes, no? Where do I route them from here? This is something I really encourage you to print out. And if you're a paper planner user like me, print it out, put it in your planner, and keep it so that as you have people ask questions and you need to answer them, you can see how to route them and how to kind of face any of their doubts they have, meet any of their objections, send them the right tools, ask the right follow-up questions, and move them closer to a purchasing decision. So some tips with this, flip ahead in your planner and write the next follow-up date for that potential. So if it's Sally, I've asked, if the video has touched on anything that she experiences, and I'm waiting for her response. Give her maybe a couple days if she doesn't respond right away, and write her name again in your planner. And then when that comes up, that day comes up again, when you get to your priorities, she's a potential you've been talking to, and we're going to ask her first one of these questions on here to see if there's any further info you can provide to her if she's had a chance to watch the video and what stood out to her, things like that. So you always want to be moving forward, writing new names in your planner, moving them forward, so you know that people aren't falling by the wayside and you're keeping the conversation going. And we also have some example scripts on what to say if they don't respond and if they say no. So always remember that we have those available for you to save to your phone as well. And you will have this document to print off. So keep a running list of everybody you've already spoken to about Plexus and any objections that they might have. And I also note this is something I have on my desktop computer, and I have it on my phone as well because I edit it on the go a lot. It will be what products they might be interested in, what objections they might have given me, or if there's somebody who is really money conscious and is having a hard time making a decision, I really try to speak to them about the investment. I send them a lot of testimonies, and every now and then I might send them a trial group invitation or a special or something like that. Any special event, things like that might be exciting for them to join in on, and another reason for me to follow up with them if the conversation has gone stale a little bit. So keep that running list all the time. Don't forget about people. Don't forget who you've reached out to, because a lot of times we will circle back to those people, and it's the appropriate time, a month or two in the future, to return to them with any events and specials and things like that. So often you'll get through all these questions and people will say, how much is it? We have scripts for that. We have scripts for telling them how to buy the triplex, how to buy Joyome, how to combat any objections if they have the cost objections, and we can refer back to that road to recruiting document if need be. If you need to answer some further questions or send them a sample because they aren't quite sure which flavor of Slim to get, things like that. If they need to go to an event or need to hear more testimonies, we have scripts you can use. So like I said, they were going to be posted for you, and you can save them, and you will have a step-by-step guide on what to say and how to have a conversation, as well as the road to recruiting document you can print out and follow as well. The last thing is enroll over the phone, you guys. This is something that's so important, and the teams that are a part of our team that are doing this are thriving, and they are growing so quickly because of a lot of the processes and customer service habits that happen when you're on the phone with someone. It's great to hear someone's voice and hear someone's passion, but also to ensure they're getting enrolled correctly. You can either have them provide you with their information while you type it in over the phone, or you can walk them through it step by step. I like to have them tell me the information because I'm more familiar with the website than they might be, and I can kind of troubleshoot any issues or any slowdowns that they might be waiting for. And I can, talk to them about, how great the products are, or how, my cousin is having the same results that they're looking for, or talk about anybody that they might know that might be interested in trying Plexus. You can fill in the gaps of silence pretty easily being this excited about Plexus. So if you can take their information and kind of fill in any slowdowns or any troubleshooting areas as possible, that is fantastic and the good way to go, because they're going to get signed up with their welcome pack, with their subscription on, and have all their information in place to make sure that they are doing everything correctly. So this step is really key in the growth of your team. We must give our people the best customer service we possibly can, and naturally find opportunities to ask them who they know that could try Plexus, because I find that when I get to the point about asking about their social security number for ambassadors, I often will totally preface that by talking to them about how cool it is that your wholesale account gets you commissions back on your own purchases. And if you have a friend who wants to maybe join in with you on buying a bag of Slim or trying the full triplex combo, they're going to get a great kickback on that as well, which is really something they can use like a coupon on their next month's order. So how cool is that? And they're usually like, yeah, that's so cool. I didn't realize that, right? My Costco membership doesn't do that sort of thing. And you can say, yeah, that's great. And at the end of the year, if you make more than $600, Plexus has to send you by law a 1099 form so you can file it for tax purposes. And so that's why I'm going to need your social security number. So I'm ready for that right now. Right? So I'm ready for that. And they're ready to give it to you because they had a whole walkthrough of why they need to give you their social security number. So it's not awkward. It's a really natural lead-in to why they need that, instead of just somebody just typing in some information and not really understanding the full meaning behind it. So that's a really good tip as well for walking somebody through that. And now, once they've joined you, hopefully as a customer or an ambassador, we have a whole process for new customers and ambassadors and a new onboarding checklist that I've kind of formatted to fit our team, and it's a one-pager, just front and back of a sheet that I recommend printing off. And when someone new signs up, we're going to print off this onboarding checklist, keep it in your planner, heck, laminate it if you need to, if it's something that you're going to be flipping around all the time. But in your planner, you'll have the day that you're speaking to them when they sign up, but then I want you to write their name, say Sally in 4 days. So Sally day 4, Sally day 7, Sally day 14, Sally day 21. I want you to fill out that next few weeks of time so you have all those checkpoints already built in. And so as we work through this onboarding document, you're going to know exactly which day they're on as you're moving through your planner, okay? So once you flip through your planner and you can see which day you're on with a newbie, we are going to walk through this onboarding checklist together, because this is something that many of you might already be doing. Some of you might be not doing it, but it's all encompassing and will get your people started right, finding resources. It's going to get them thinking about people who might like Plexus. It's going to get them reaching out to people who might want to try Plexus. It's going to get you starting three-way chats, things like that. So this is integral to the success of your business and the momentum of your business, to keep other people sharing lower in your organization so that your team keeps growing. So the first day, the day they sign up, you're going to do the basic things like tag them in the welcome posts on the team pages that you're a part of, your team, your Upline's team page, a customer page, and let them know that the customer page is somewhere that they can add people who might be interested in Plexus. They're more than welcome to add people to that. You want to show your excitement for starting their products, and we have, you know, a welcome video and then a video about the products, and then you want to make sure that either right there on the phone with them when they're signing up or later on schedule a time to show them their virtual office. You want to make sure they know where their My Account area is, where they know where to shop, where they need to edit their subscription, where they need to edit their payment information, all of that, do that, and also show them how to log into their back office and find the sharing Plexus tab, because we want them to know where the resources are that A, they can go research for themselves and find some more information on products, and B, so they know where to find something if somebody is interested in asking them about Plexus. They know where they can go in and produce some information on someone else's behalf and send something off. So if somebody is really interested in the business and they're really interested in running with it, you want to make sure and show them the rank up roadmap as well. So that'll be the roadmap to silver and all of that. And you want to, you know, always ask them, who do you know, especially in that shareable section, you know, who do you know who we can maybe send one of these to? Who do you know who might like this triplex combo? Or can you think of anyone that might like to, you know, try hunger control or something like that? So that's the type of thing that I want you to ask. So we're going to do that while we are, talking to them on the phone. And the next thing you're going to do is on day 4, or the day they receive their products, you're going to message them to see if they've received them. You're going to send them information to make sure they know how to take their products. You're going to ask them to maybe post on social media and tell them that you're excited to be sharing these products with them and that they're excited to start the things that you got them started on. And sorry, my computer is dying, so I'm going to get it plugged in. So you're going to ask them to make a post on social media and share their excitement for starting this journey with you, whether they're a customer or an ambassador. And you're going to let them know that if anybody responds, they can start a 3-way chat. And you're going to start training them on that whole perspective of making a 3-way chat if somebody is interested in Plexus, so they know they don't have to know everything right away. So we have an example script for that. If they're working the business, you can tag them on your team page in any upcoming events. You can send them how to go silver, or what, you know, the how to go silver video that we have. We can schedule a Facebook party. Sorry, I'm getting my charger. Schedule a Facebook launch party for them. So all these checklist things that we want to be doing for them right away, we want to make sure they're getting started in the best way so that they are prepared. Let me plug in here 1 second. So that they are prepared to launch their business strong. So we want to make sure that we are supporting them in reaching out to people. We're going to make sure they understand what it means to go silver. We're going to help them understand how important it is to have a Facebook launch party and share the excitement right away. And also, if there's somebody who is all in with the business, we want to let them know what they should and shouldn't be doing on social media. So give them a little taste of what might be good to share, what might not be good to share, how to post, how to, you know, share on Instagram and do lives and things like that. And we want to give them a great goal, a great challenge to add a handful of friends to the next trial group or event, whatever that is. So if it's a 3-day trial, a 7-day trial, an online event, whatever that is, try to have, you know, 5 to 7 people be in that group, and explain to them if they're interested in going really fast. I don't want to bombard them with information if they're totally not interested and ready for this. But if it's somebody who's interested in the Fast Start Gold route, we have videos and information on that as well. So you don't want to throw everything on them, but they don't know what they don't know, right? So when somebody has just received their products, they're so excited. So let's get them to post on Facebook, make sure they know how to take them. Anybody that responds, let's do a 3-way chat, and then say, hey, are there a few people that might want to be in the 7-day trial next, you know, in 2 weeks or whatever, if there's somebody who really does want to share. If they're not into sharing, totally not into it, that's fine. You'll have other opportunities to ask them if anybody is interested, especially if they have some really small, maybe non-scale wins at the beginning of their journey. Next is going to be day 7, so a few days later. So this is really going to be your first follow up. They're a few days in on the products. You're really just going to ask them some simple questions, but invite them to anything going on. So there's an event that they can hear more info and just learn more about Plexus. If there's a 7-day trial going, say, hey, I'd love to sit in on this group. Or if they have people to invite, if you have friends that might want to be in on this, great. Have them come in and see the event and just learn some more. If they're really, really wanting to work the business right now, I would love to see everybody have them make a list of 20 people. There's your 10 best, which is like 10 people who would just love these products, love them so much, or they would totally rock this business, and 10 blessed. So people in our life that we are blessed to know, they would be so blessed by the products. We know that they absolutely need them and they're blessings in our lives, and we know that we might be able to be a blessing in their life because there's somebody we might have some more influence over, some people that might be a little more close to us that we might be able to speak to a little bit better about getting to join us in this business. And if that's somebody who's just might be maybe dabbling in the business, but if it's somebody who's ready to run with the business, then this is a great opportunity after they're a few days in on their products that they can really make their 64 list. And there's a video on how to do that and what each compartment is and how to fill out that sheet, but it is a list of 64 contacts to reach out to about Plexus. And when they're making this 10 best and 10 blessed list, or they're making this 64 list, we're gonna help them reach out to these people, hopefully within their first couple of weeks, and give them a sample message and walk them through the 3-way chats on the other end of that, and setting up their expectation that, like I said before, only about 10% of people might respond or be interested. So we need to let them know that that's perfectly normal, to not get discouraged, and that's something that they can be prepared for. So we will help them do that. We will walk them through that on day 7. And then after another week, this is going to be a second follow-up that's really going to be product-based. We want to make sure they're feeling good. And by this time, if they're sharing, you hopefully have another couple conversations going with some of their potentials anyway. So you might be speaking to them a couple times a week anyway in some 3-way chats and things. So these are things that you can be doing to make sure they're doing well in the products. You're keeping regular contact with them, but also if there's somebody who you've had start sharing early, you might already have some conversations going and hopefully have gotten them into the next trial group, their potentials in a trial group or an online event, or maybe even got them their first customer or ambassador already. Those are fantastic goals to have early on. Beyond that, you have your 21st day. So you're gonna be really talking about the products and checking out their routine and how you can adjust them if they need to troubleshoot in any way, add products, take products away, things like that. Talk about their subscription order. So it's gonna come soon. And there's a subscription setup video if they don't have one set up yet that we can link to, that we can show them how to go in and set up a subscription. And also this is a place to really visit their goals again. Like, how is this month rounding out? How have the past few weeks gone? You know, how are we looking forward? Are we going through detox? Things like that start creeping up about this time. So be aware of that. And at the end of this document, I always do a congratulations, because once we do all of these things, we have set our ambassadors up for success. And so we want our customers and ambassadors to be really happy with their product experience and also want to share them with others. And now is the time to be, tip on day 21, write in 2 more follow-ups in your planner the month ahead, so that you have 2 more days already scheduled out in the next month to follow up with them again and help them meet their goals, ensure they receive their subscription, that they're consistent on all their products, and they're meeting their goals and reaching out to people if that's something that they're doing, and staying plugged into events on the team page and everywhere else. So that is the one-sheeter front and back onboarding document that I suggest everyone print out. And once the next time you get a newbie, you fill in those days. You're going to do day 4, 7, 14, 21, which is really easy. So fill that out in your planner moving forward with the person's name, so you know which day they're on. And then you just have this one sheet to refer to. And I'll also post a photo of that. So if you want it on your phone somewhere organized, you can pull up that picture and say, okay, I'm on day 4. These are the things I need to walk through with this new person. So fantastic, easy system that we can all follow together. And this is the sort of plan that these people follow. So everybody is going to be a product user of some kind, right? And everybody is going to be getting enrolled over the phone and seeing their back office and understanding where to go with Plexus now versus, working the business, not working the business, sharing a little, maybe not, but they're going to land on our team pages. They're going to be tagged in a few things, whether they're testimony, testimonies or product information, or they're going to be, business related posts. But then you're going to kind of decide how quickly they would like to share, if at all. But for everyone, you're going to be making sure that they always get an invitation to add people to our 7-day trial groups. Give them the personal invitation to do so. So if there's anytime you follow up with a new ambassador, you want to remember what events are going on, what trial groups are coming up, who can I have them, add to these groups and share this information with. And if it's somebody who is kind of baby steps into sharing, you might have them make that 10 best and 10 blessed list and teach them how to reach out to those people and do the 3-way chats. And if somebody's all in, you want to get them plugged into any event, any challenge that's going on, any trial group. Make sure they're filling out that 64 list and doing all of that and teaching them to reach out. And also showing them in your 3-way chat, showing those people how to walk through that road to recruitment conversation document. So you can have that side by side with your 3-way chat saying, look, this is all I'm doing right here. This is the walkthrough of the conversation. You don't have to feel like you need to know everything. I'm right here to teach you the entire way, and we have this entire plan for you. And when they get the new person to join them, they've got this onboarding document as well that walks them through all of the tick boxes and all of the check marks that they need to be doing to make sure their new ambassadors are started correctly, and their new ambassadors are inviting people to the 7-day trials and things like that. So this is sort of the process that makes it easy to duplicate down your team. So if you are doing these things to try and keep your team in momentum and at least your new people set up for success, they're going to do the same for their new people if they're receiving these resources from you. So with all this information tonight, I want you to know that if you are putting Plexus on your calendar to work as a business, and you are setting aside the time to make sure that you are doing the most important things first, and you're prioritizing those business building activities, and you're staying organized with these duplicatable systems, you're getting people started off on the right foot, you have got your new ambassadors off on a great start. They're already thinking about reaching out to friends. They're learning how to have conversations. They're exploring resources. You're developing leaders. You're developing leaders to keep your team in momentum. And I guarantee you, if you set aside that time to work your business every day, if you prioritize those really great activities to keep your business moving forward, if you get and stay organized to work more efficiently, and you use these systems that take all of the guesswork out of it, and they really speed up your productivity, you are going to see massive momentum take over your team and launch you toward your goals. So that is something that I think is so very important. I think that we are all going to be using these systems and rocking our goals, because these are things that can be passed on to our teams. There's something that we can easily use for ourselves, and they're going to be readily available on our team page right here tonight. So I hope that was helpful for everybody, and I hope these systems all work for you.